2011, and I graduated in 2013.
So where are you now? I know that you work here as a math teacher, but like, does your career path or where you are now align with what you kind of saw for yourself in high school?
Absolutely not. I didn't think I would be back here, except for like reunions and stuff. And I didn't want to be living in Champaign anymore.
So why did you end up like coming back to uni and like teaching math here?
After college graduation, I moved to California and worked as an engineer for a little bit. And then I was fired. I got fired because I showed up late to work a lot because I was on the phone like with my family really late into the night. And part of the reason I was on the phone with my family was because my dad was having health issues. And so about a month after I got fired, he died, like 4 days after Christmas. And so I went back to the Bay Area and tried to like keep working. Well, it turns out I was working in a pyramid scheme. And they were like really like didn't care about me grieving. And so I quit and I moved home, and then I found out I could work as a substitute teacher. Either K-Rad or Dr. Majerus that reached out to me and said like, hey, we have a math teacher going on maternity leave. Would you be able to long-term sub for her? I remember it was the day before spring break 2020 to shadow her. And after spring break, we found out we were not coming back to school.
That's when COVID started?
Yeah, that's when COVID started. And so I taught online for the last quarter of the year. And then Mr. Buck had health complications. So they asked if I would be a visiting teacher. And so that's what I've been doing up until now.
Okay, and do you think they reached out to you because like you were a student here?
I think so. And I think, you know, at the time I was really like vocal about what was going on in my life on Facebook, and I'm Facebook friends with Dr. Majerus and K-Rad. They knew that I had a strong math background because I majored in engineering. And so I feel like they were trying to like help me out, but also fill the position.
Were you involved in any extracurriculars that kind of like impacted you and kind of like followed you to where you are now?
Oh yeah. So one of the biggest stories I tell is about how I got started at doing sports. So before I came to uni, I was really a musical theater girly. Like I did not do any sports whatsoever, any physical activity. But my stubby year, there were only 4 girls signed up for the sub-freshman basketball team. And so my PE teacher, Murph, said anybody above 5'10" has to play basketball. So that's how I got on the basketball team, and I showed up with like high top Converse, which are not basketball shoes, but I like saw it, you know, in the 70s, like that's what they were. And so I played basketball all 5 years. I played volleyball for 4 years, and then I did track my last year, mainly to get out of the 5K. But I ended like school being a tri-sport athlete when before I didn't do anything related to that. I also was heavily involved like in music at uni with Mr. Murphy, so like madrigals and chorus and orchestra. I did chorus and orchestra all 5 years, and then madrigals my last 3 years. And then theater, I was a thespian. Yeah.
What the heck?
I don't know what that is. Interesting.
Okay.
But yeah.
What is your most memorable moment from your time as a student?
There's just like so many like little anecdotes, like lettuce in the elevator. Right? That was a huge thing. Someone dropped a piece of lettuce in the elevator like multiple times, and so like when I went here, we were allowed to use the elevator, but it was mostly like juniors and seniors who did. Someone kept dropping pieces of lettuce in the elevator, so then we weren't allowed to use it for the rest of the year. And then one woman, I can't get to this name. It's Sue Kovacs was the Dr. Radnitzer of my time, and she was like, I feel like she shaped who I am, kind of like with how she was like fair. If you did something wrong, you're gonna get punished, right? But it doesn't matter who you are. There was one more thing I was gonna say. Oh, they used to pull out the big speakers and like put them outside of K-Rad's office and like play music down the stairwell, and it was so much fun.
Well, if you feel comfortable sharing, because I know like uni, it's like notorious for like kind of a lot of academic pressure. Like, did you face any of those challenges at uni, and like how did you overcome them, or just like overall any challenges?
Yeah, so academically, at uni, it was pretty bad for me. So a lot of my peers had parents that were professors and doctors and scientists and lawyers and and my mom was a writer slash producer for a TV station, and my dad was a janitor for UFI. So I didn't have that kind of support at home, and we weren't really we didn't have the money for me to have a tutor. So I felt like I didn't have anyone that I could
count on.
Yeah, that I could count on or could help me through that. Because after 5th grade, they were like, I don't know how to help you with math or science or anything. And so before I came to uni, I was a straight A student. I remember I would cry if I got a B. Coming to uni, I don't know if I should say this. I had the lowest GPA in my class once I graduated, which I'm not proud of, but you can see it on the alumni page on uni. It lists the highest and lowest GPA.
It does?
It does, yeah. And I looked at it one day and I was like, ooh, that's mine. But really looking back, it really doesn't matter at all. I still got into college. I still graduated with a bachelor's degree. And really it uni taught me how it was going to be in college, so that I was more prepared going in. I'm really going to have to look for outside resources to support myself. It feels weird to be in the opposite position now as a teacher, telling kids you need to come to math help, right? Because I was not a person that would do that in the beginning. I wasn't that girl, right? But now I realize how important it is to start to have that independence in your academics and prepare yourself, and that's what I really feel this school is useful for. Really preparing you to work hard later on in life.
Do you have any regrets or anything you would have done differently as a student?
Yeah, one big regret I have is that because I wasn't immediately good at something, I kind of played it off and played the dumb person. Yeah. Because I didn't want to be embarrassed for trying hard and getting a bad grade. I'd rather just be I don't care and get a bad grade and everyone would expect it. And I really wish that I had put my pride aside and really did my best instead of screwing around so much.
And I guess kind of along following that, what advice do you have for current students on how to make the most of their time?
Try things. Try everything as much as you can. I mean, you can try things in college, but really
it's there's not that pressure.
Yeah, there's really no pressure. It's no cut. Just go do it, But just try different things and work hard, and even if you're not immediately good at something, don't give up.
You are a teacher here now. How has uni changed?
Alright.
And the last question is, do you know where your handprint is? And if so, where is it?
My handprint is above the fine arts board, right across from the math office.
Alright.
Just really fitting.
And I'll try to get a picture with you.
I feel the culture is very much the same. The students, although they're different people, they still kind of act the same way. Educators want what's best for the students so that when they grow up, they're...
Is it weird working with teachers that used to teach you?
Kind of. It is. I Mr. Murphy. I feel that I've been close to him since I was a student because I was doing a lot of music stuff. So I feel that's good. When I was working in the math department with Dr. Roga, she would insist on me calling her Joanna, and I'm I can't do that.
Yeah.
I still call Mr. Murphy Mr. Murphy. I'm not gonna call him Rick. That's weird, That's the only thing. I think K-Rad too. I call him K-Rad or Carl.
Yeah.
But that's what I used to call it because he was my counselor. I don't know if you guys call it Miss Amy, Miss A, Miss first name, right? So.
Alright. And the last question is, do you know where your handprint is? And if so, where is it?
My handprint is above the fine arts board, right across from the math office.
Alright, and that's all I have. Thank you for being my interviewee.
Thank you, Heidi.